Here are 15 of the evil punishments worse than death administered throughout history. Number 15.
I am challenging every Super Auto Pets content creator to see if you could do better than me in this custom pack, okay?
What's up, everyone? Sag here. I hope I have your undivided attention because today we are going to be playing with the worst custom pack ever created by Sirwhipp, and he issued this challenge to all the Super Auto Pets YouTubers. As you can see, the pack does not look awful, but it has literally no scaling whatsoever, or synergies for that matter. Basically only attack buffs and no health buffs. So there's a lot of things that you really had to pay attention to, really figure out with this pack, and honestly get incredibly lucky too. It's unreal the amount of luck you needed for this. But from my findings and a little bit of Grounded Sap's findings, all of these people will be linked in the description, Grounded Sap and Sirwhipp, for their amazing attempts and creation of the challenge. He said that he found the pack on Reddit, but I'm sure anyone could have made such a pack as well. But nice that he issued the challenge to all the Sap tubers, as we can call them. And my idea was pretty similar to what Grounded had, which was using a lot of bluebirds and salamanders, because salamander is like basically one of the only scalers in the pack other than bluebird. The only way to get like true stats. But I figured out that something that nobody else was actually trying to look at, and that's panda. Panda is absolutely absurd to be able to transition into the late game when you normally can't even make it into the late game with this build because you're using so many low-tiered units. And Panda helps out tremendously because there's stuff like Gorilla in the pack. Gorilla by itself is really, really bad, but once you add some stats onto it, it becomes one of the strongest units in the game. Not only that though, there is my son in the pack. My son finally out to help me in one of these challenges, and I'm very, very excited for his help. Also, I thought that, speaking of my son, there he is now, 3 in a row. That's how you fucking want to do it at 9 lives, 2 on turn 5. The perfect team to lose with. Double bluebird, panda, salamander, everything that I actually need. So it's going to be beautiful when I finally lose. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I thought it would be much more difficult than it actually was. So after watching Sirwhipp and Grounded do their games, I was like, dude, this is going to be really, really gnarly. And even after about my first 30 attempts, I was like, damn, this is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. But then after figuring out the panda secret, not really a secret, but figuring out to use panda as the main carry, I was starting to consistently get 7 to 9 wins. Well, maybe not 9 wins. I think it was 7 to 8 wins. I don't think I had any 9-win games. It just went straight from 8 to what we have here. I mean, this game might have been 9. Who knows? So I thought that it was going to remain at that difficulty, but after we start using Panda, that just goes out the window. Panda is absolutely incredible. So all in all, I think it took me around 60 attempts over the course of a couple days, and this isn't even the hardest challenge that I'm working on. Yeah, that's going to tell you something right there. So I have another challenge coming up that's even harder than this one, and it took me a lot more time. I was like switching back and forth between this and the other challenge. I won't tell you what it is, I don't want to spoil it, but I will give you a hint, and that it has to do with Pack 3. So it is a Pack 3 challenge, and somebody suggested it to me, and it is brutal, absolutely brutal. So to take a break from the torture from this pack, I just went to the other one, and for hours upon hours, that's all I did was run back and forth between these two packs to try to win. It was pretty awful for a couple days. I mean, I was having a bit of fun. I was also raging a bit, so I had to take a break every now and then. But back into this game, we are looking beautiful. Double bluebird, triple pickle. That's I mean, that's the scaling that you have to have. The, it is, in fact, the best scaling. If you look at everything in the pack, there is nothing that beats this. There's no health that you can get from basically any unit. There's no lollipop, so you have to be using pickle. The only thing better is carrot, but of course you can't get carrot until here on turn 9, and unfortunately I didn't find any very soon, but now that we can start getting tier 5s, we can actually look for decent units that the panda goes with, and I have my eye on lion. Since everyone on our team is going to be extremely low tiered, lion is perfect, absolutely perfect for the team. Thank goodness we didn't lose to this guy too, and there's a lion, exactly what I needed. And now we basically just have to survive until turn 11, which is next turn, which is guaranteed to survive. And then I can start looking for gorilla or another very, very good tier 6 unit. I think gorilla was in fact the best. There was also white tiger in the pack. It's pretty difficult to make an awful pack that doesn't have any good tier 6s because they're basically all good. The biggest problem with this pack is actually making it that far. Another really good one was Sabertooth, so I tried Sabertooth a couple times. I tried Gorilla Panda a couple times. Well, basically all of my best games had Panda in it. So that's how I was able to figure out. I was just kept going that way. Panda was doing absolutely amazing. I tried a few runs with multiple salamanders and like a hyena. Like that was super weird stuff. I actually saw Grounded did the same thing. Only for a couple turns though. I tried to really stick through it. I thought maybe that it would be enough to pull through, but it, you know, it just falls off super hard. You don't have enough attack on your salamanders, and they have a lot of health. Getting a level 3 panda here is like almost securing it for me, and it's into a gorilla no less. So I was super excited here. I was like, wow, dude, 8 wins, turn 12. My team actually looks good. I haven't had a team that looks this good ever. I think I only had one other game where it looked this good on turn 12. And this guy's team is scary too, but I've got a massive gorilla, and it is actually enough to make me win. The honey on Bluebird also super important here, because I figured that if anything, I could eke out our last win with the honey. We're also going to have a couple of my failed attempts in the back here. But I'm over here looking, I'm like, is there anything else that I could possibly want? And it was white tiger. I used white tiger a couple of times for my big units, and this way I get a level 3 gorilla. Now, level 3 gorilla doesn't always work out, but this white tiger will actually give it a few more stats, and at least a level 2 gorilla can normally work out. So I figured that white tiger was strong enough here to combine my bluebirds and then play it this way. And I wanted my bluebird to have honey there at the end instead of chili, so I combined that way. And look at that, level 3 gorilla, 47-49, and it is enough to get me the win. I have basically just made history here, folks. Definitely give this pack a try. It's going to be in the description. Go check out Sirwhipp. Go check out Grounded. They make a lot of good stuff. I've actually been really enjoying Sirwhipp stuff. My most favorite thing of his so far was like an edible that almost killed him. That was so funny. Great video by him. And of course, check out Grounded Sap. These are a couple of the failed games that I had. They were pretty crazy. The builds that you conjured up with this were quite wild. But thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And you know what? Have a wonderful day.